My fiancée announced, "I'm not signing that prenup, take it or leave it." I said, "I'll leave it." Then I postponed the wedding indefinitely. 2 weeks later, she was begging my mother to talk some sense into me. I, 35 male, proposed to Vanessa, 32, 14 months ago. We'd been together for 3 years, and honestly, I thought I'd found my person. She was funny, smart, had her own career in event planning. We clicked. About 6 months into wedding planning, I brought up the prenup. Not because I don't trust love or whatever romantic nonsense, because I'm practical. My grandfather started a commercial printing business in the 70s that my dad expanded. I came into the family company after college, worked my way up legitimately, and now I'm a partner with a 30% stake. The company's worth around $8 million. My share roughly $2.44 million on paper, plus I pull about $180K salary annually. I also own my house outright. Bought it 5 years ago for $320K, paid it off aggressively, between retirement accounts, investments, and savings. I'm sitting on assets worth roughly $3 million total. Not wealthy by billionaire standards, but comfortable. Vanessa makes about $52K at her event planning firm, rents her apartment, has maybe $15K in savings and some credit card debt she's been paying down. I'm not judging. Most people aren't sitting on family business equity. But the math matters here. When I first mentioned the prenup back in April, she seemed fine with it. "Makes sense," she'd said, sipping wine on my couch. "You've got the business and everything. I get it. Cool." I relaxed. Had my lawyer draw up a fair agreement. Anything acquired during marriage would be joint, but premarital assets stay separate. If we divorced, she'd get spousal support for half the length of the marriage. So if we lasted 10 years, she'd get 5 years of support. Standard stuff. Not trying to screw anyone over. Wedding was set for October 12th. Venue booked, deposits paid. Her parents were contributing $8K toward the $35K total cost. I was covering the rest. 200 guests invited. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago, September 20th. 3 weeks before the wedding, we're at my place going over final detail. Seating chart, vendor payments, honeymoon itinerary for Bali. I pulled out the prenup paperwork. "So, my lawyer finalized this. Just need to get your signature. Then you'll need to have your own attorney review it. Shouldn't take more than a few days." She stared at the document, flipped through it. Her expression changed. Jaw tight, eyes narrow. "I'm not signing this." I blinked. "What?" "I'm not signing a prenup, Derek. I've thought about it a lot. If you really loved me, you wouldn't ask me to." Here we go. The "if you loved me" card. "Vanessa, we talked about this. You said you understood." That was before I really thought about what it means. It means you don't trust me. It means you're already planning our divorce. It means I'm protecting assets I built before we even met. You'd do the same if... I wouldn't, because I believe in marriage. Real marriage, not this business transaction. I set the papers down, kept my voice level. This is non-negotiable. The prenup happens or the wedding doesn't. She laughed, actually laughed. "You're bluffing." "I'm not, Derek. We have 200 people coming in 3 weeks. The deposits are paid. My dress is ready. You're seriously going to blow up our wedding over a stupid piece of paper?" "It's not stupid, it's protection. And yes, I am." Her faces went red. "You know what? Fine, take it or leave it. See if I care." "I'll leave it." Silence. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. "What?" "I'll leave it. Wedding's postponed indefinitely." You can't be serious." "Dead serious. I'll start making calls tomorrow." She stood up, grabbed her purse. "You'll change your mind. You're just being stubborn. Call me when you've calmed down." She left. I sat there for a minute, then opened my laptop and started making a list. Update 1. 1 week later. So I wasn't bluffing. Next morning, I called the venue, explained the situation. Generic postponing due to personal circumstances. They were surprisingly understanding. Wedding industry sees this more than you'd think, apparently. Lost the $3K deposit but avoided the remaining $18K balance. Called the caterer. Lost $1,200 deposit. Photographer lost $800. Band lost $500. Florist was cool, actually refunded half the deposit since it was still 3 weeks out. Total damage about $5,100 in lost deposits. Expensive but cheaper than a messy divorce without a prenup. Sent a mass email to the guest list. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Derek and Vanessa's wedding scheduled for October 12th is postponed indefinitely. We apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. Vanessa's parents called me within an hour. Her dad, Gregory. Derek, what the hell is going on? Vanessa's hysterical. She's saying you canceled the wedding. Postponed. She refused to sign the prenup we agreed on months ago. A prenup? Derek, come on, you two love each other. Why do you need... Gregory, I have significant assets. This is standard practice. She knew about it. Well, she's changed her mind. Can you blame her? It's insulting. It's business. If she can't understand that, we're not ready to get married. He hung up on me. Vanessa texted approximately every 30 minutes for the first 3 days. This is ridiculous. Everyone's asking me what happened. My mother is crying. You're humiliating me. Just sign the papers and let's move on. Ironic. I can't believe you're doing this over money. I didn't respond, didn't block her, wanted documentation but didn't engage. Day 4. Her best friend Tessa called, left a voicemail. Derek, it's Tessa. Look, Vanessa's a mess. She loves you. She's just scared, okay? Prenups are scary. They make it seem like you're expecting to fail. Can you please just, I don't know, compromise? Maybe adjust the terms or something? She really wants to marry you. I didn't call back. Day 6. Last Tuesday, I came home from work to find my mother's car in the driveway. Mom was sitting on my porch. She lives about 40 minutes away, so this was intentional. Ma, what are you doing here? Vanessa called me. Oh, hell. Mom followed me inside. I made coffee. She sat at my kitchen table, giving me the look. You know the one. The I raised you better than this look. She's very upset, Derek. I imagine so. She says you canceled the wedding because she won't sign some financial agreement. Prenup, and I postponed it. Big difference. Why do you need a prenup? Your father and I never... Dad didn't have a multi-million-dollar stake in a family business when you got married. Different situation. Mom sighed. She seems like a lovely girl. She was crying on the phone, said she loves you very much and doesn't understand why you're being so stubborn. Did she mention she agreed to the prenup 6 months ago and then changed her mind 3 weeks before the wedding? She said she didn't understand what it meant back then, that she was just agreeing because she didn't want to rock the boat. I laughed, couldn't help it. So she lied for 6 months, waited until every deposit was paid and every plan was made, then decided to pull the rug out. And I'm the bad guy. Derek, marriage is about compromise. It's also about honesty and respect. She blindsided me. Ma, this isn't a small thing. She's basically saying she wants access to everything I've built if things don't work out. But she's not bringing equivalent assets to the table. That's not partnership. That's entitlement. Mom was quiet for a moment. She asked me to talk sense into you. And I think you're probably right. Your father would say the same thing. Protect the business. Relief washed over me. Thanks, Ma. But Derek, be prepared. If she's willing to go through me, she's not giving up. Mom was right. Update 2. 2 weeks later, the entitlement escalated fast. Vanessa tried going around me in every possible way. Started with mutual friends hosting a girls' night at her apartment, where she apparently sobbed about how I was financially abusing her by withholding marriage. 2 of her friends actually reached out to me. One texted, Derek, don't you think you're being a bit controlling? Vanessa just wants to feel secure. I replied, she can feel secure by signing a fair prenup that protects both of us. I'm not giving up legal protection of assets I earned before we met. Radio silence after that. Then she tried my brother. Austin lives 2 states away, but she found him on social media and sent a long message about how much she loved me and how I was throwing away our future over paranoia. Austin called me. Dude, your ex-fiancée is messaging me sob stories. She's persistent. What's actually going on? I explained the whole thing. Austin whistled. Yeah, don't sign crap without a prenup. I've seen too many guys get destroyed in divorce court. She's playing you. I know. Next move was bolder. Vanessa's mother, Patricia, showed up at my office. My office. The receptionist called back. Derek, there's a Patricia Whitmore here to see you. She says it's personal. I should have said no, but curiosity won. Patricia walked into my office in full dramatic mode. Red eyes, tissue in hand, the works. Derek, please just talk to my daughter. I don't have anything to say that I haven't already said. She loves you, she's not after your money. Then signing the prenup shouldn't be a problem. It makes her feel like you think she's a gold digger. I think she's someone who changed the terms of our agreement at the last possible second. That's not a gold digger. That's just manipulative. Patricia's expression hardened. The tears stopped. Interesting. You know what your problem is, Derek? You think you're better than her because you have money. You think she should be grateful you're even willing to marry her. That's not. She could have married Tyler, her ex. He wanted her back, you know, begged her, but she chose you. And this is how you repay her loyalty? I stood up. I think we're done here. Please leave. You're making a huge mistake. She's a catch. Plenty of men would be thrilled. Then she should marry one of them. Without a prenup, that'll work out great. I walked her to the door. She left in a huff, muttering about ungrateful and arrogant. That evening, I got a text from an unknown number. Screenshots. Messages between Vanessa and someone named Brooke, one of her friends I'd met a few times. The messages were from August, 2 months ago, before the prenup blow-up. Brooke. Wait, he actually wants you to sign a prenup? Vanessa. Yeah, his lawyer sent it over. Brooke. Girl, do not sign that. You need to protect yourself. Vanessa. But if I don't sign, he might not marry me. Brooke. Then you wait. You agree to it. Make him think you're fine with it. Then refuse right before the wedding. He'll be too invested to back out. Deposits paid. Everyone invited. He'll cave. Vanessa. That feels manipulative, Brooke. Brooke. It's strategy. Men like Derek think they can control everything with money. You have to flip the script. Once you're married, you're entitled to half. Community property, baby. LOL. Vanessa. Okay, you're dangerous, but maybe you're right. Brooke. I'm always right, trust me. Refuse the prenup last minute, he'll fold. I stared at my phone for a solid 5 minutes. It was planned. The whole thing was planned. The unknown number texted again. Thought you should know. Brooke showed these to a few people bragging about the strategy. Some of us think it's messed up. Good luck. I screenshot everything, forwarded it to my lawyer with a note. FYI. Evidence this was premeditated manipulation. Then I did something petty. I created a group chat with Vanessa, her parents, and her sister, who'd also been blowing up my phone. Sent the screenshots, added one message. This is why the wedding is canceled permanently. Please stop contacting me, my family, and my workplace. Then I left the group chat and blocked all their numbers. Update 3. Final. The aftermath. The fallout was nuclear, but I was done caring. Within an hour of sending those screenshots, my phone exploded. Voicemails from blocked numbers, messages on every social media platform, even a freaking LinkedIn message from Vanessa's dad. I ignored all of it. But here's what I know happened thanks to Austin, who apparently became the information hub. Vanessa tried to claim the screenshots were taken out of context, that Brooke was just joking. Her family initially backed her, but apparently her sister Lauren saw the messages and called her out privately. Lauren then stopped returning Vanessa's calls. Vanessa's parents were furious. Not at her for the manipulation, but at me for exposing private conversations. Gregory left me a voicemail that I didn't listen to until later, threatening legal action for defamation. My lawyer laughed and sent a formal cease and desist letter. The friend who sent me the screenshots turned out to be Ashley, someone from Vanessa's wider social circle who'd been uncomfortable with the whole scheme from the start. She'd been in the group chat where Brooke was bragging about coaching Vanessa. Ashley's text after I sent the screenshots to Vanessa's family. You did the right thing. She needed to face consequences. You just sued. Vanessa herself went silent for about 4 days. Then last Thursday, she tried one final approach. She sent me a 5-page handwritten letter via certified mail. I had to sign for it, which annoyed me, but whatever. The letter was a masterpiece of manipulation. Derek, I know you're hurt and you have every right to be. What those messages showed was me at my weakest, listening to bad advice from someone who doesn't understand us. I never actually wanted to manipulate you. I was just scared. Scared of losing you, scared of not being enough. Scared that a prenup meant you didn't really love me. I should have communicated my fears honestly instead of playing games. I see that now. I'm in therapy now, working on my insecurity and trust issues. My therapist says I have abandonment trauma from my father's affair when I was younger. Did you know about that? I project those fears onto relationships. I love you, Derek. I've loved you since our third date, when you brought me soup when I had the flu. I want to be your wife, your partner, your equal. I'm willing to sign the prenup now. I understand why you need it. Can we please talk, please? It was good, I'll give her that. Hit all the emotional notes. Vulnerability, therapy, childhood trauma, callbacks to good memories. But here's the thing. I don't trust her anymore, can't. She demonstrated that when faced with something she didn't like, her instinct was to scheme with her friends to manipulate me rather than have an honest conversation. Soon. That's not a foundation for marriage. That's a foundation for disaster. I didn't respond to the letter. Last week I heard through Austin, who heard from a mutual friend, that Vanessa's been telling people she dodged a bullet with me, that I was emotionally unavailable and obsessed with money. The narrative shifted from I love him, take me back to he was terrible anyway pretty quick. Typical. Her parents are apparently not speaking to her because the canceled wedding cost them the $8,000 they'd contributed. They want her to pay them back. She can't. Awkward. Brooke, the mastermind friend, got cut off by several people in their friend group after the screenshots circulated. Apparently, coaching her friend to manipulate her fiancé doesn't sit well with everyone. Who knew? As for me, I'm okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. I genuinely loved Vanessa. Thought we'd build a life together. Finding out she was willing to strategically manipulate me hurt worse than the actual relationship ending. It's one thing to have cold feet about a prenup. I could have worked with honest fear. But calculated deception? That's different. The $5,100 in lost deposit stings, but it's a cheap price compared to what a divorce would have cost without protection. Some guys online said I should sue her for the deposit since she's the one who backed out. My lawyer said it's possible, but probably not worth the hassle. I'm letting it go. Sold the engagement ring back to the jeweler. Got about 60% of what I paid. $4,800 back on the original $8,000. Not great, but something. I've thrown myself into work. The printing business is bidding on a major contract with a regional hospital system. Keeping busy helps. Mom checks in every few days. Dad called once, said, "You did the right thing, son." And that was it. Dad's not big on words, but it meant something. Dating again? Hell no. Not for a while. Need time to process. Figure out what I missed, why I didn't see this coming. My therapist, yeah, I got one too, says I shouldn't blame myself for not being psychic. But still, 3 years together and I didn't catch on that she was capable of that level of manipulation. That bothers me. Friends have been solid. Took me out for drinks, listened to me vent, told me I dodged a bullet. They're right. Doesn't make it hurt less, but they're right. The house feels empty now. Vanessa had slowly moved stuff in over the past year. Her coffee maker, her books, her ridiculous collection of throw pillows. I boxed it all up, texted her sister Lauren, the only reasonable one, to pick it up. She did, apologized for her family's behavior and left. I kept one thing. A photo of us from a trip we took to Charleston 2 years ago. We're on the beach, sunset behind us, both laughing at something. I look at it sometimes and wonder if any of it was real, or if she was always calculating. My lawyer says to keep all documentation for at least 2 years, in case Vanessa tries any legal stunts. The screenshots, the letter, everything. I've got it all in a folder labeled Dodged Bullet. People ask if I regret the prenup stance. Not even a little. If anything, it was the perfect test. She failed. Better to find out before marriage than after. Vanessa's event planning firm apparently let her go last week. Not sure if it's related to all the drama or just coincidence, but Austin heard she's job hunting. Part of me feels bad. The other part remembers those text messages with Brooke and feels nothing. I'm not the villain here. I asked for basic legal protection of assets I earned before we even met. She agreed, then conspired with her friend to manipulate me into giving it up by leveraging social pressure and sunk costs. When I didn't fold, she tried to weaponize my own family against me. Then she played victim when I exposed what she did. The revenge, there wasn't any grand scheme, just consequences. She bet that I'd be too invested emotionally and financially to walk away. She was wrong. That's it. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting someone face the natural results of their own choices. Would I do anything differently? Maybe vet partners better. Ask harder questions earlier. But the prenup stance, the cancellation, exposing the manipulation, no regrets. I'm 35, financially stable, and apparently still naive enough to be blindsided by someone I loved. But I'm learning. And next time, if there is a next time, I'll know what to look for. For now, I'm good being alone. Got my house, my business, my family, my friends. No one scheming to take half of it. That's enough.